Paul walked off. But can I tell you the truth?
What happened?
I've watched a lot of entertainment in my day and done a lot of radio. Opie's on vacation from now until next week.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing's fake.
You think it's fake?
I think it's a work.
No.
Yeah, I think it's all fake.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I think it just you want to get some buzz talk
Chatter.
But like every false flag, it has at least one victim, and Paul, I think, is a real collateral damage.
I don't exactly understand what happened. Roland was taking a shit.
I guess Opie videoed Roland shitting.
That is, first of all, just
Which
horrible.
can I get
like
my hands
idea.
on that video?
Well, I don't know. I think that it's private time. I think that.
But if I could have the VO of Elena talking about blowing guys and the video of Roland shitting,
That's all you'll ever need.
Oh.
But yeah, so then, to my understanding, Opie videoed Roland shitting.
Which I will say this much.
You used to have a fucking
I had a web
Vine
series. I had a Vine series called Comedians Pissing, where I would just kick the door open to a bathroom and a comedian would be pissing, and then they pull their dick away and have to piss on themselves, and it was a funny little 6-second Vine. I thought it was pretty funny. So I understand from Opie's perspective, how taking a video of Roland. I mean, if you guys don't know what Roland looks like, he's a big boy. Okay, so
he just got you breakfast, but that's cool.
I'm just saying he is. He knows. Am I telling Roland something that he doesn't know?
I want Roland to walk in eating Lewis's breakfast.
Have Lewis's breakfast in his ass.
So then,
Opie took a video of him
shitting, and then Roland got pissed, and then the higher ups were informed.
The
bosses. The bosses. Yeah.
So did Opie get in trouble?
I think so, and I think Opie. I don't know if he's in trouble or not, but. Then Roland was able to stop booking for Opie's show. He didn't work for Opie's show at all.
So that he's not on the show anymore.
Which I think is how they just dealt with it. They were like, okay, if there's going to be problems, we'll just.
This is how I know Opie never
is that
wanted me
why I
on
haven't been invited back?
Maybe.
No, it just happened.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I'd email Roland about getting on this show. Roland would email me back right away. But yeah, of course, no problem.
No, this just happened like.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
I'd email Roland about getting on an Opie show, and it would just be radio silence, like nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So that's how I know Opie doesn't like me.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And that's why I'm glad that he's going to get fired.
Well, I don't know that. But then, I guess there are sides, and Paul took Roland's side.
Yeah.
And then there was tension there, and then Paul also slapped chocolates out of the Cuban's hand, which is Opie's co-host.
But where did he learn such behavior? It couldn't be from his cake stomping host.
I learned it from you, okay?
Couldn't possibly be from the guy that finds humor in slapping sandwiches out of people's hands,
all of this is coming together right now, because
right.
I live in, I don't have time to research the stories for my show, so I don't have time to research the stories going on with other people's shows.
Gotcha.
So that's the chocolates.
Right, so then that's the chocolates, right?
I heard about chocolates on the floor.
And I guess the Cuban was legit pissed, here's the one hiccup in the whole thing. If the Cuban is allowed to be legitimately pissed that the chocolates got slapped out of his hand, I think Roland is allowed to be legitimately pissed that he got videoed shitting.
Hold on, but
dropping chocolates.
Videoed shitting is worse than smacking chocolate. That not for me. It depends. If it was in a real moment of anger and you smack something out of my hand.
No, it wasn't in an anger thing. It was just like a goof, like we're on the air.
Oh, it was funny. Okay, yeah, that's funny.
He's trying to. Yeah. It was an attempt to be funny. Okay. So then all that happens, right? So then there's all this hostility in there, I think. I don't know any of this stuff because I haven't actually spoken to people about it. I just was getting tweets, so I turned on the show to hear the gossip. And then Paul started, it sounded like his blood was boiling, like he had resentment.
So it's wildly articulate for somebody who is that angry, though. I watched the video.
Yeah. So he gets resentment.
I can't wait to watch this after I leave here.
And he starts like picking it at the Cuban, and I think he called him a bitch at one point.
Ooh,
yeah.
When you call a Cuban a bitch, he has to cut your throat and pull your tongue out of your neck.
Everybody in the room.
That's literally a rule in Cuban society.
This is a Cuban necktie, right?
Yeah. It's literally that's what they say in Cuban law.
Oh, gross! Is that a real thing?
So then
I think the issue from Paul's perspective, yesterday, by the way, was that this was 2 days after the chocolate thing. And Paul had paid him already for the chocolate.
Oh, and he was still being shitty about it.
And he was still being shitty.
Were these like special chocolates from a place where you can't
He says
get
it was like a $50 box of chocolates.
But it was just expensive. You could buy them again.
Right, and he paid him the money.
So who gives a shit?
He gave him the 50. I wouldn't have given him the 50.
No, because I assume as a restaurant owner, he probably got a deal.
I would just say it's funny that I slapped chocolates out of your hand.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
That's what I
Deal
did.
with it, you bitch.
Well, that's what Paul said.
Yeah.
But then, I guess... They also said that to Roland about videoing him shitting. So that's all this stuff is going on.
Deal with it, you bitch. He's crying to HR. I've been violated.
So all this is going on. And then Paul starts getting snippy with Carl because he's pissed. Like he's just annoyed, and he sounded like he was just.
And everyone's against him now.
Right, and he's over it. He's tired of being abused, right? And then he gets a little snippy with Opie too. And then the room starts being like, oh, Paul thinks he's who it is now, which I get. Like if the producer starts talking back to the hosts, then the hosts start being like, whoa, slow your roll there, Junior.
Take your fucking job. I'll call your wife and fire you in front of her.
Right.
Goddamn right.
And that was the vibe in the room.
I get that.
And then it built, and then it stopped, and then it built again, and Paul ended up leaving.
Taking his cameras and going home.
He literally picked his cameras up and walked out.
And quit SiriusXM.
He didn't quit SiriusXM. He just walked out of the studio.
Oh, just sat outside.
Yeah, he went back to the office.
He's now smoking blunts in Shade 45.
Yeah. So I don't know what he's going to do. But unless it was all just one big
false flag.
It was all just a big fake thing.
I don't think that...
But I'll tell you this, if it wasn't a fake thing and worse comes to worse, like my preference would be that Opie does not get fired. Just keep, like, he can keep doing the show, like, whatever. That's totally cool.
Why?
You say why?
Yeah, why?
Because why would I care if Opie gets fired? Like, why would I don't want to take food out of his mouth.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think, is that taking his food out of his mouth? I mean...
If he loses his job?
I think he'll be fine. Wouldn't he wouldn't he either get another radio gig or do a podcast and make more money? I mean...
Yeah, but I'm not, like, yeah, he would get another job, but that doesn't mean, like, just because somebody is able to get another job does not mean that I want them to lose their job.
That's fair. Look, here's why I say I don't give a shit if Opie's fired and fuck Opie. Okay? I'll say it very clearly.
Tell me.
I've been told by multiple people at this company to never say anything against Opie.
Have you?
Yeah, multiple people at this company.
Like bosses?
Not bosses. People in
like what type of people? Don't mention names, but like, because I think it's important.
I mean, like people, hosts, producers, hey, dude, don't say shit about Opie on Anthony's show. Don't say shit about Opie, especially on SiriusXM. He will try to have you fired if you do that.
Really?
I was told that specifically by multiple people, okay? So if he's a dude that's actually actively trying to get fucking people fired for making jokes against him, fuck him then. I don't give a fuck. Fuck him.
Yeah, I've never actually seen him try to get anybody.
I was told by
fired,
multiple fucking people that are on the fucking end that don't say shit about Opie. And I've never said anything against Opie on SiriusXM. I made a couple jokes, and it was after I made jokes on Anthony's show, and they hit me up. They're like, dude, Opie's pissed. He doesn't fucking like you. Okay, he doesn't. I was like, he will. They said he will literally go and try to have you removed from your show at SiriusXM. So maybe that's just a rumor. I don't know. But this wasn't people making shit up. It was people that know what's going on.
Here's the thing, like. And I worked with him for a long time. Opie does a lot of good by people.
Yeah.
You know, like he did a lot of good by me. He's done a lot of good by a lot of people associated with the show. He did a ton of good by Troy. He did good by Travis. Like he has done a lot of good by people. What inevitably happens is Opie does good by people, but he also has a tendency of treating people shittily. And when you do good by people, you remember that you do good by people. And when you get treated shitty, you remember that you got treated shitty. So
there's a disconnect in the experience.
I've seen it 100 times. That's what's happening. Every single time it happens, people build resentments because they don't talk about it because they're scared to. So they build resentment because they feel like they're getting treated shitty.
Yeah.
Opie feels like, well, I've done right by this guy. In the past, I've helped him out with this or that.
So he's got a bank that he can pull from to be a dick?
Well, he might not even know he's being a dick. Like in his mind, he's just like, well, I helped get that guy hired. Or, well, I gave that guy airtime. Yeah. Or, well, I don't know, I guess I allowed Sam to do an after show. I don't know, I don't know who else would have done it. But, but like, there's not that sort of thing where it's like, yeah, but I've repaid that debt by working for the show and giving you as much as like all the people who work for that show end up giving, if they're successful, they've given the show a huge chunk of their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like that's the repayment. And when there's shittiness or dickishness or whatever that maybe they take wrong, maybe whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not talking about intention. I'm talking about what actually happens. Then people take in that shittiness and they're like, what the fuck is that? And they kind of like, well, I'm not going to say anything because he did right by me. but the resentment grows.
Yeah.
And
that happens everywhere. I mean,
it happens everywhere, but that's the story. That's what
boss.
Yeah.
By the way, everybody listening to the show right now, think about it. You hate your fucking boss.
But he's done right by you. I bet your boss has done right by you.
There's a bunch of moments where, and from your boss's perspective, he's going, I really treat my employees well. So I get that as well. But there's a major disconnect there. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I don't really know this guy.
That, in my experience, I've worked as closely with him as anybody's ever worked with him, and I've worked closely with everybody who, this has happened with. Most of the people who, there's been blow-ups and he's had to move on to other people. And that's, I believe, my theory, that's what it is. That's what, I don't have any resentment whatsoever towards him anymore. There was some when we first started. Yeah, because he did right by me.
Sure. So you're saying over time your resentment didn't build, like the example you're giving?
It did build, but I was also kind of aware of myself enough to not let it get out of control.
Right. Well, self-awareness is a beautiful gift.
Yeah,
that
not everybody.
Some of us possess.
Yeah. It becomes tough. But and I had a lot of resentment when I was doing the night show because there was stuff happening that I knew about that it was just shitty.
Sure.
And when I started this show, because he was taking shots and stuff, and so I was taking shots back. But since then, it's almost been like, I don't...
But do you feel threatened when vague tweets go out that things are going behind the scenes? Wait until you guys find out. Wait until the information I have comes out.
No,
that's nothing that you're concerned with.
No, I come in. I'm the last professional broadcaster. I do a good show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be if there was all these crazy behind the scenes things happening and I just got blindsided and I got fired tomorrow, I'd be fine by the end of the summer.
This is a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Goddamn right. You come on to Gas Digital, Sam.
Sam Roberts' show would debut on Gas Digital and we'd be making money hand over fist.
I think the thing that should be taught to kids, because a lot of how kids, or at least myself, got through high school was that things change. High school is gay sex mostly, and myself being confident enough to have gay sex. But it's like high school doesn't change. Life is fucking high school. No matter where you work, that type of internal social environment just kind of creates itself, and there's fucking rumor, there's cattiness, there's dog shit power struggle.
It's in radio and comedy. It's only in this world though, because
it's in corporate America, dude. I worked in advertising. It's the same shit. Disgruntled employees that have a good day by their boss and think that person is a god that day, and then the next day they tell them, fuck you, and immediately it brings up years of resentment.
We're particularly immature in this world. Okay, we're particularly catty. We're particularly childish in this world. Yeah.
A lot of sensitivity.
Well, we're artists.
Everybody.
No, we're just.
I'm an artist.
We never grow up. We never have to grow up. We talk about dumb shit. We literally that's our whole job is to get up every day and say stupid things into microphones.
But we still need to be the best at talking about dumb shit.
Yes.
And if anybody says somebody else is better at talking about dumb shit than us, or takes our opportunity to talk about dumb shit, it's like, well, fuck.
But I do that.
What the hell?
That's my skill set.
But we don't know how to deal with things, or not everyone, but a lot of people in this world don't know how to deal with things in a mature way. It's because we never really had to grow up, and we were encouraged to be immature. We were encouraged to think in almost like a youthful way and look at things. And for me, when people listen to me, they're not. That's why I'm making fun of you before. But I'm half kidding, but I'm half being serious. People don't want me to research a news story. Yeah. People don't want that from me. If I was researching news stories and trying to speak about things in a way like I'm a fucking expert on them, it would fall apart. People want to see me kind of fucking explore things as sort of a dummy and a sort of an everyman, and I almost feel like they relate to that much more.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's why my drug habit is perpetuated, because the people love it.
Yeah, exactly. It's your brand.
I got to give them what they want.
It's your brand.
Yeah.
Let's go to Randy in Oklahoma. What's up, Randy?
Hey, Sam. I just wanted to call in. Travis got the whole chocolate thing wrong. I mean, I'm a big fan of all the shows. I love the fucking network.
Yeah.
But the Cuban wasn't pissed after he paid him back. He never paid him back. He bought him more chocolates the next day. Then it was squashed. The Cuban was done.
So he paid him back in chocolates.
But was it? I think
What is this? The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? What the fuck is
I
going
think they're
on
saying it wasn't squashed, though. Look, the idea that somebody...
It was squashed.
The idea... It doesn't sound like it was squashed. There was,
But what
one guy left the
Yeah,
room.
I
What
listened to the
happened
show
was,
yesterday.
what happened was, from what I saw in the video, Sherrod had been out, and Carl was rehashing the incident, which apparently picked the scab. So everything
I
was
see.
squashed, but
Then
he
he
was
got-
retelling the story, and Paul seemed to get re-mad.
Right. Now, look, nobody needs to get mad about chocolates being
I
thrown
mean,
on the
that's-
floor.
it's
I would
crazy.
walk, if I were sitting next to Lewis right now and he picked his eggs up, they would be all over the floor. Because why not? It's funny.
Sam, I would beat the shit out of you on your own show.
You wouldn't like that?
I would murder you if you threw my fucking eggs on the floor.
I think you're taking things too seriously, Lewis. I think you're taking things a little too seriously.
I would call my girlfriend in California.
Whose drink did Jim piss in once when he turned during a break?
Oh, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I remember him doing that. Yeah, I mean, that's
God, you used to be able to assault people with bodily fluids on the radio, and that is completely lost in 2017.
No, it's not. Now it's just saved for naked roast battle at Skankfest.
Mike in New York.
Hey, I think Cannon is right. The whole inbreeding and rumor and all that kind of crap happens just as much in corporate America as it does what you guys are talking about on the radio. The only difference is you guys are talking about it on the radio instead of just in one office or that office
Good
or
point.
that building over there.
Stop making great points.
It becomes this thing where instead of like the office talking about things, it's the listener base.
Yeah.
It's everyone, and it's on Twitter, and it's people calling in, and like, yeah. You're right, Mike. You're right. Thanks, buddy.
Finally, someone told me.
Yeah, let me go to Kyle in Alabama. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
I guess I caught the tail end of Opie's show yesterday, and he was saying that, and I guess there's really no way to prove it, but he was saying that Roland was laughing at it, and they were all laughing at it in the bathroom. And
Yeah, I
then
don't
after
know.
they got
Roland's
done
been
laughing. He went to
been pissed
HR.
about it
So
for a
that-
while, so you know, he might have been laughing. Again, I wasn't there, so I have no clue.
I mean, Billy Bush was also laughing in that bus.
Right.
So who
But he
knows
didn't
how
actually wanna-
actually comfortable he was.
he didn't actually want to grab somebody by the pussy.
Probably not.
Well, he might have, but probably not. Probably not. So I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
just the way Roland deals with things.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was
A lot of
embarrassed.
people laugh when they're uncomfortable.
Really, that's not cool. I mean, I don't know anybody would think that was a cool idea to be videotaped while you're taking a shit here.
Look, I got to be honest with you. It wouldn't really bother me.
Well, yeah, but you're also like you're kind of a savage.
You're an animal, dude.
Same. I mean,
I would
I'm
throw my
shameless.
shit at Opie.
Right. And it's be like, what? We're having a good time.
We're being hilarious right now.
Yeah, we're just all
He's
good.
videotaping. I'm throwing shit. We're
I
fucking.
literally used to have a web series where I talked bottomless from the toilet, so it truly wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, most people that are funny, like people just, in the world of funny, like comedians or whatever, don't really give a shit. But Roland's a producer.
Would you
Roland's
test that out on somebody who's
No.
just an employee?
No, I wouldn't test that out on somebody who's not a comedian who doesn't do funny for a living.
Yeah, I
That's
wouldn't do that to my agent.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I might.
I mean, you would.
I really want him to understand my brand.
I think you did.
That's why I got him signed.
Yeah.
I raped my agent. That's how I got him to sign me.
Same agent.
Wow. We have the same agent.
Let me go to Marshall in Texas. What's up, Marshall?
What's up, Sam?
Hey, man.
The one thing I think you're missing here is that narcissists always have relationships like that, where they have kind of a control freak thing over the other person, and they can't really take criticism directed back at them. So it's this, they're locked in this thing of like, they have control over the other person, so they can kind of dictate how the relationship goes, but people don't work that way, and eventually they lash out and go, well, fuck you, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's the angle that's really going on here.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody that is in the situation that Paul was in would clearly tell you that Opie's done really good things for them.
Yeah, of course.
But
We get it. Opie's done good things, Sam. You don't got to keep on reiterating.
but but if it were up to you, it would just be the fuck Opie show.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want.
That's not true.
But I think this is an actual nuanced conversation where
Yes.
it's not black and white, where people probably want you to step on the gas and say fuck you, but the fact of the matter is,
It's I know what's going on.
yeah.
yeah,
like
but
I-
you understand, between the break, you should have heard what Sam was saying about Opie. It was fucking crazy.
In between N-bombs, I couldn't believe it, frankly.
Holy shit. You can't call Opie those names.
But yeah,
He's done so much for you, Sam.
No, I know. It's
Why would you talk about him that way?
Well, and then I switched it up, and I was like, you know what? Lewis once again was the voice of reason. Thank God for Louis J. Gomez.
These are all characters on the air. We're actually opposite personalities off the air. Sam is the real ass dude off air.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking kicking ass, taking names. And I'm really just a beta chick.
I'm sober.
Are you saying I'm a beta chick on the air?
No.
That's not that cool.
How do you have two betas hosting this show?
Wait.
No, go to Jim.
Oh. That's a good question.
You need somebody to fucking be the alpha in the
Just
room.
because
Who
Jim...
do you think Travis is?
Yeah, exactly. That's why he's the Travis
Have
dog.
you forgotten my chest hair?
Yeah. And just because Jim has penises in his mouth doesn't make him a beta.
No,
for
if
the
anything,
record.
that makes him an alpha.
Yeah.
That takes a certain amount of courage to
Because that's
allow
what he
that
says
in.
when he goes down on them.
What? I just heard about this today. When I
Okay.
came in, I didn't know what happened yesterday on the show. What's the dumpster fire? I don't understand the dumpster fire.
They're just saying that the show turned into a dumpster fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I pick up on just words.
Just
Side
so
of a
random.
chocolate, dumpster fire,
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
cake stump.
But yeah, you get a lot of information from Twitter, don't you?
I do. And Reddit. I'm on the Reddit sphere.
Good. That's a good place to get non-biased, healthy information.
I just, you know what it is? I on Reddit, I just.
Why do you look? I get so many. I know people hate you.
Yeah.
I would think that if I were you,
I just stay away.
yeah, because
No.
you have
This
fans.
guy survives
You know-
on negative energy. He vacuums it up
It's
and
so
becomes
unhealthy.
a fucking powerful serpent. Have you ever seen when Jafar turns into the fucking snake in Aladdin? That is Lewis.
Yeah.
That is 100%
Louis
So,
J.
you
Gomez
know-
is the evil genie.
Yes.
Oh no!
You know in Game of Thrones, Hodor, where like he's holding the door and he has it, and then all the fucking White Walkers come and they grab him and they consume him like that. That's what I do when I go onto Reddit. I just turn, I fucking open my arms and I say, "Consume me, bitches. Let's rock. Let's eat me." I love
Because
it.
like you have a lot of fans, like you have people literally. You created a pay service that people are subscribing to. That
Yeah.
is real loyalty. You've created Skankfest, which is a weekend festival where you have a lot of people.
It was unbelievable.
Travel from all over the country,
All over the world.
the world,
England, Denmark, Ireland.
to do the completely stupid hand gesture that you guys do. Like that's real.
Skank hands, bitch.
That's real loyalty. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But still, you need to read.
Let's see Jim and Sam hands. It looks like old lady hands just fucking.
First of all,
They're just
shaking.
gin soaked.
First, Mike, were you there for the entire Voss roast from the beginning?
I missed the.
Did you see Lewis's set?
No.
Let me tell you
fucking
something.
pissed. I got there during Judy Gold's.
Oh yeah, Lewis did. I mean, Lewis took it to another level. Like
Yeah.
Lewis is the guy I credit for making it as brutal as it got.
Oh, I bet.
He started at the end. He didn't quite know when to
No, I
to
didn't
let
know
it
I was
go.
lit. I didn't realize it was a time limit. I just had all the fucking jokes I wrote, and a few of my Voss jokes bombed. But
But the ones, but you crushed.
yeah,
you,
no, I did very well. I was very happy with
When
it.
I got there, I saw Lewis just stoically sitting in the seat, and he kind of wasn't like changing facial expressions. I was like, he either has to go up at the end and he's nervous, or something happened.
No,
Yeah, no,
nothing
he did
happened.
really, really well.
I have kind of a resting, angry face. So
face.
Bobby Kelly said to me, he's like, dude, what's wrong? I was like, nothing.
You have
I'm
resting-
having a good time.
You have resting bitch face. It happens.
But I have like an angry, like, you know.
But I'll tell you this: you threw up the Legion of Skanks hand symbol when you got up to the podium, and everybody was like, "Oh." Like, you know what I mean? That wasn't
It wasn't my crowd.
I'll bet at the Skankfest that thing went over like gangbusters. Did they like the
Mike
hand
was
thing?
at Skankfest. He knows what the fuck's up.
I got to
dude.
tell you, that was one of the most uplifting weekends of my entire life because I've never been recognized and just felt really good about it. Oh boy, that was a
Yeah,
lovely
because
treat.
they're real deal fans.
Yeah.
And it's not just Legion of Skanks fans, it's comedy fans in general. We kind of have a bunch of podcasts and a bunch of incredible comedians. And you get together and you celebrate fucking real deal good comedy, in a crazy way. Everyone's getting fucked up. Everyone's doing drugs and drinking and partying. It feels like a nonstop party for a whole weekend. And we're doing it in 8 cities next year, Sam.
What do you mean? Like
8 weekends in a row, Skankfest
dude,
tour.
you're gonna die.
No, I'm not. Somebody else will. I'm trying to get Emergency to be a sponsor of the festival.
You went from 1 to 8 cities.
Yeah.
Why don't you just do 3 cities next
People
year?
keep on saying that but I'm not bitch made, so I don't.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. That is a bit of a bitch made
It's
move.
a bitch made move.
yeah, to take reasonable intervals.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's
So you're not a guy who suffers from bitch assness.
no.
I see.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see.
not. I'm
If
not.
anything, real assness.
Real assness
Yeah.
is very, very different. Bitch assness, I've seen many a times.
Yeah, we've
Real
seen it.
assness is rare.
Yeah. So yeah, no. I people are like doing less, and I was like, why? I don't really get it. It's just a fucking thing. You just decide to do it, and then you do it.
It's
Why?
it's a big undertaking.
Yeah, but everything's a big undertaking.
Wait, no, like for
If you're
instance,
giving yourself wholly to everything you're fucking doing,
if
right?
you did 4 of them, 8 would be twice as big of an undertaking.
Sort of. It's not really, though, because what you're doing is you're preliminarily setting up everything in the cities, and then the week of the events, you're really doing all of the grunt work. So it's, yes, technically it's twice as much work in terms of time, but in terms of actual energy, it's still calling the same sponsors. It says all of the shit that's really difficult to do.
Like you're sponsoring 8 shows instead of 1.
What's the difference? It's a phone call and it's a yes or a no.
But what if it's too much birthday? What if you're like, you know what, this was fun like for 3 weekends, but like by the 8th Skankfest, you're like, this isn't that. I'm so tired of doing Skankfest.
You're speaking to
I'm
a
HIV
comedian.
positive.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I was stabbed twice on this tour.
You won't have to give up carbs.
Well, look, I think that I think the way it's going to work is we're not going to have everybody on every single city. We'll probably split it up where people will do half the tour and then
You'll have people traveling with you to all 8.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, Zach Amico.
No, I meant audience.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
There will be audience.
That'll be the funnest
like
part.
Deadheads.
It's going to be comedy fish.
Dude, it's going to be, it'll smell like comedy fish. I'll tell you that much.